No one believed him when he said he was going to change. Honestly, even he didn't believe himself. But something broke inside him one night, quietly, painfully, and that tiny crack became the doorway to a different life. Here's a story about a small habit, the kind that quietly rewrites a person's entire world. For most of his life, Adeel felt like he was standing outside of his own story, watching everyone else move with purpose while he stayed stuck in the same old loop: wake up late, rush through the day, promise to fix things tomorrow, then end the night feeling guilty and exhausted. He wasn't lazy, he was lost, and too ashamed to say it out loud. At 27, he felt older than he should, not in years, in disappointment. Every evening, he'd sit on the edge of his bed, scrolling through everyone else's highlight reels, the promotions, the travel photos, the happy milestones. And every time he locked his phone, the silence in his room felt heavier, like the walls remembered all the promises he had made to himself and broken. His mother would sometimes knock softly and ask if he needed anything. He always said he was fine, but the truth was he hadn't felt fine in years. The breaking point didn't come dramatically. No disaster, no big failure. It came on a random Tuesday night. Adeel had opened a drawer looking for an old charger and instead found a birthday card from his younger sister from years ago. On the front, she had written in her messy handwriting, "Proud of you, Bai. You inspire me." Adeel froze. He remembered that birthday. He remembered how hopeful he had been back then, how sure he was that the next year would be different. But nothing changed. He wasn't inspiring anyone, especially not himself. He sat on the floor, card in hand, eyes burning, not crying, just tired. So painfully tired. That night, he didn't make a big plan. He didn't announce anything online. He didn't even write a list. He just told himself one thing. Tomorrow I'll do one small thing right. Not 10 things, not a transformation, just one thing. The next morning, he woke up earlier than usual. Not sunrise early, just early enough to notice the world was quieter. He made his bed. That was it. A simple, almost silly thing. But it felt like placing a small stone in the right direction. The following day, he made his bed again, and he drank a glass of water before touching his phone. Tiny steps, almost invisible. On the third day, he took a 10-minute walk. He didn't even go far, just around the block. He noticed the old man sweeping outside his shop, the smell of fresh naan from the nearby bakery, things he hadn't paid attention to in years. On the fourth day, he wrote for 5 minutes. Not a journal, just thoughts. Messy, unfinished ones. But something shifted. His world, which had been blurry for so long, started to gain shape. By the end of the first week, he realized the habit he was building wasn't the bed, or the water, or the walk. It was consistency. Adeel had never been consistent with anything in his life, but now, these little actions were slowly rebuilding a part of him he thought was gone. In week 2, he added something new. No phone for the first hour of the morning. That one change hit him the hardest. Suddenly, his mornings were his own, not the world's, not strangers' lives, his. He read a little, he stretched, he ate without rushing. He felt present, a feeling he didn't recognize. At first, people around him started noticing too. His sister said he looked lighter. A friend joked that his energy felt different. Even his mother stopped asking if he was okay. She already knew halfway through the month something strange happened. Adeel woke up one morning, and wanted to take the walk, not to be productive, not to change his life, but because the cool morning air had become a kind of friend. He started thinking more clearly, not about grand goals, but about the small things he had been avoiding. Cleaning his room, answering emails, sorting his finances, tasks that once felt heavy now seemed manageable. There were days he slipped, of course, days he woke up tired or frustrated. But for the first time in his life, a bad day didn't turn into a bad week, because the habit was stronger than the slip. By week 3, something bigger awakened. Self-respect, not pride, not confidence, just a quiet belief that he could trust himself again. He realized that for years, he had been waiting for motivation to save him. But it wasn't motivation that changed his life. It was the tiniest action repeated on the days he didn't feel like doing it. On day 30, he sat in the same place where he'd found that birthday card. But this time, he didn't feel broken. He felt rebuilt. His room was clean. His mornings were calm. His thoughts were clearer. He had routines, boundaries, a direction. Nothing dramatic had happened. He didn't become rich. He didn't launch anything. No sudden success. But inside, everything had shifted. And he realized the truth. The habit that changed his life wasn't walking, or waking early, or writing. It was showing up for himself every single day, even in the smallest way. 30 days didn't give him a new life. They gave him the belief that he could build one. And that belief was worth more than anything he'd lost. In the end, his life didn't change in a moment. It changed in the quiet minutes he finally chose to stop abandoning himself.